Good morning, popcorn.
What's up? I found you guys. Woohoo! Thanks for making that so easy. I need easy. Oh, great to be
It's
in
the
the
easy button.
easy button, baby. Hey, that's what's so great about sharing and going to that shared button and posting it in Clubhouse and inviting the friends. I go ping my morning out every day so we can get as many people as possible in here. So here's my share. If you're gonna master something, if we're looking for talent, this is on the conversation that got started earlier. If you're looking for talent and you want to master something in your business, how often do you do it? You do it every day, right? And you do it for several hours every day, and you keep doing that until you get really great at it. Well, it's funny when we have this conversation about finding talent, I look back and I go, well, how often do we actually interview people? Shouldn't you be mastering the interview process if you truly want to find talent? Because when you look at talent, think of the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of the people are going to generate 20% of the results, and 20% of the people are going to generate 80% of the results. So our talent hides somewhere in that 20%. And if you're looking for talent, you're looking for somebody, like, ultimately, when I hear people say the word looking for a talented person, you're looking for somebody that can replace you maybe someday, right? So when you look at that, I mean, if 80% are average or less, 20% are better than normal and good, in that 20%, you're going to have 15% of those people are going to be really good. I mean, they're in the top 20% of whatever their craft is or whatever their specialty is. So then you got to dig through that to find the top 5% or 3%. Or are you really looking, when you say talent, are you looking for the person who could replace you? That's 1%. So now let's look at this process. It's like you got to hire 100 people, probably easily fire 80 people to find 20 really good people, and you got to fire 15 really good people to get to the 5 talented people. So I know when we say this finding talent, I go through the process and I'm like, wow, we need to become a master at interviewing people, which means we probably need to interview people every single day of our life, like formal interviews. If somebody's really building a business, you're in formal interviews every single day to master the interview process. So what Don said it earlier, well, gosh, how can you have 100 interviews this year to really find 20 great people? Well, you become a connector of people while you're looking for your talent, and you'll have the people you need and the bench you need when you need that person. However, you probably want to start mastering it now if you want to look for talent later on. So here's what I found is that most people in their small businesses and or even businesses in general build people driven businesses. Well, as long as you build a people driven business, you're going to have a heck of a lot of headaches because people, humans, we're nuts people. I mean, we wake up every day, or we all wake up every day and we all do something different. And even talented people wake up one day and go, man, I want to lay on a hammock and have a drink. I don't want to go into work today. So anytime you have a people driven business, you're going to have frustrations because we're crazy, right? So create my part of what businesses could be missing is to create a system driven business that takes people to run it. And when people are building their team, I challenge them, and I've mentioned this before, to build a business that makes you so systematized and makes you so profitable and as profitable and productive as you can be, that you're making more income than you need. And when you've systematized it that well and you have your time back, a little bit of your time back, a little bit of your life back, and you're twice as busy as you were before, now you can actually put a person, when you find that talented person, into your system. And that's going to give them a 10x more effective, efficient result because they're already talented and you've plugged them into a business that they just have to use that system to enhance everything that they're already bringing to the table, and that allows them to be more creative to even tweak the systems, make the systems better. So what can be missed is getting caught in creating a people driven business versus a system driven business that people run. That would be my share today.
I love it. Yeah, listen, it's always that's what like Don says. He's always meeting people, and when you meet someone, it's not an interview, formal interview, but in a way it is. You get to know what their name is, where they're from, what they do, and if you have enough time, what are they passionate about, depending on what happens. And listen, I've got a Rolodex of people. I don't even know, several thousand contacts on my phone number. I've got obviously countless thousands on social media. And sometimes I'm having a conversation with somebody that they're stuck. They're like, oh my God, I need this or I need that, and I can't find that. I'm like, you know what? I know somebody I'm going to connect you with. And perhaps I haven't spoken to that person for 2 years, right? But I know that, I keep that kind of in the back of my mind. If it's someone that impresses me, that I respect, that I look up to, that has accomplished something that many don't, I remember that, right? And when I have the opportunity to share that with someone, I do. And it's important to also not just to hire people, but it's about firing people, as you just mentioned, Brad, is that you need to be able to cycle through people. God knows I've had people in my organization. One person in particular, I'm thinking she's no longer with me, nor am I when we dissolved that business anyway. And that's a whole nother story. But she probably stayed on 10 years too long. And the reason that happened is because the loyalty that I had. I'm an extremely loyal person. That I looked past the flaws that were really there that I shouldn't have looked past, and it wound up hurting me later on. So sometimes you've got to, while I am loyal to a fault still, I'm much better at course correcting and having those difficult conversations, which many of you don't want to have, so they don't happen. Then they wind up keeping the person for too long, and the business doesn't grow, it stagnates or dies, or relationships suffer. So really important to continue to always be interviewing. And remember, you are the CEO, not just of your business, but of your life. You have to fire, hire, demote, and promote accordingly. You are the CEO of your business. If there's someone in your life that shouldn't be in your life, it's your fault and your responsibility. Oh, but you don't understand. It's my brother, it's my mother, it's my father, it's whatever. Okay, well, spend less time in that toxic relationship, in that area. And if they're within your organization, make sure that you're training someone to replace them. And if it's someone that's in your organization that's a really that's a top gun, so to speak, and he's or she is the person that's bringing in everything, but they're a cancer, they're toxic, and other good people are leaving because of them. Well, start making a plan to remove them and to replace them, because if it's a top producer and you're losing other quality people because of the attitude or the way that this person does business, ultimately you're screwed, because that person has all the power. When they leave, you lose your company. So make sure that you're removing toxic people out of your relationships, out of your business, whatever it is. And even if it's a top producer, either they can change and conform to what it is that you to that goal that you want, or maybe you just change them altogether. So, and again, these are difficult decisions that need to be made throughout life. And that's why a lot of people don't make it, because they're afraid of what that looks like. So just wanted to point that out. So thanks, Brad, for sharing a little bit of your world with us again this morning, and to, of course, coming into our world. I'm going to do a quick room reset before we go to Garth, then we're going to go to Tiffany, and then Tony, can I jump in real quick on that? Of course. So real quickly, I want to say to you, this topic of hiring, I mean, it's funny, I don't know that we've been here a lot before. I know we've touched it, but it feels like it could be a whole room into itself. Because again, I think in terms of hiring services for my household, so much of the stuff is the same stuff, right? How do you go through it? And Brad brought to the surface, that there's a process, and we're going to have to hire a lot of people to, whatever. I don't necessarily agree that we have to hire them all. We have to go through a lot of people. We have to interview. We have to find a lot of people to be able to find the people that we want to be on. And we're still going to miss, right? There's going to be people that are going to come on that are not going to be there. And Tony, I wanted to mention one thing related to what you just said, and that is, even if you've got some hotshot top producer, top leader, if they're toxic, make a plan to get rid of them. I'll tell you the plan. Get rid of them fast, because it screams a message to everybody else that it's not okay, and that we don't tolerate that, and that it shows a lot about the culture of the company and the heart of the company to say we eliminate toxicity as fast as we see it. And I'm sorry that I took so long to see it, but that isn't acceptable. And I would say, I've made a move fast on people, and people said, you kind of left yourself hanging. No, we were killing our company by keeping them even another week or 2 or 3 weeks while we got prepared. And the reality is just get toxicity out, cut the cancer immediately that you discover it, and you'll figure it out. People will rally to fill in behind that position because they're like, hey, the evil witch is gone or the evil man is gone. I mean, they're going to be celebrating. And so often that they, after the fact, go, wow, I don't know why you didn't see that. It's like we can't see it, Tony. It's that thing we can't see. It's the blind side. All right, I'm back to you. Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that. And yet, at the same time, you also have to be smart about it because if they are the one that's bringing in 80% of your revenue, you can't just fire them. You got to have a strategic plan, right? And this goes to the